Hello, hello. On to the tall creature by number 10. So another pathfinding journey of the boy. So we're starting in the... Where is he starting? Oh, in the sky, of course he is, isn't he? He's starting in the sky on this balloon, and he makes his way up to the forest, which acts as a thermo. And then during the time in the forest, he's got to make his way along to the train station, and that acts as a German whisper. Then we travel down the train and then exit here, the other station. That is an entropic line. And then finally to the white featureless land. It's him walking along until he reaches the sea. And that last one is a Dutch whisper. There's rose petals. Are they rose petals? Yeah, yellow roses along the way. He can only pass through one of them, which happens in the forest. And they're also counting circles. And finally, whatever rose petal he does pass through, whatever digit is on that, has got to sort of land in the sea once he's ended. So if his path ends... Oh, it's orthogonal. Again, if his path ends there, and that was the one that he travelled through, they'd both be the same digit. Is how I am reading that. So, starting off, that looks like that's going to be... It's not... Or does it... Rising higher and higher before landing on row 3, column 1. So it looks like it does actually land on it, doesn't it? Yeah, so it's all the way. So that is a 9 and a 1. Then we get these 2s. Whoops, 2s. And our 3s somewhere there, our 4s somewhere here. 5s could go somewhere here. And 6s, 7s and 8s. As we make our way up the thermo. So, and then after landing, we walk through the forest until we get to the train here. And it's, yes, so it is all the way. That is a, just check on outlines. So hopefully that might be a bit more readable. Yeah. So it goes all the way to the train is what I'm saying there as a German whisper. Let's have a quick think about how many counting circles we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And could be, they all just be 5, 6s. 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6. Probably, actually. Yeah. So you could get away with just having... Oh, that's not 5 either, actually. So that's quite big. Which is interesting. But you can't have something like a 9, because a 9 would need a 2. Also, there's a 9 already there. But does 8 work? No, because again, you got so many things looking at each other. 8 certainly, because then that would either be filled with 3s or 1 and 2. So that becomes 6 and 7, which is interesting because it means that's not 7, because then the 7, 6 would look there. So that's definitely 7 here. 9, 8, 7 being pushed into there. I'm just wondering about... Oh, yeah, so we're not allowed up this side, are we? Because if you come up that side, where's 9 and 8 in this box? So we definitely do come down here. Yeah, so then that just goes all the way, doesn't it? Yeah. Nice. Very good. 6, 7, 8, 9, like that. And when we're not in this box... Oh, so if that was 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then it would have to go there as a 7th, wouldn't it? That looks like that does actually work, doesn't it? So if that is a 7, then all of these cells are 7. And you're left with either a bunch of 4s, or you could be a bunch of 3s and a 1. Yeah, cool. We know that this guy isn't on our German Whisper because he would be onto a 1-2. That might be interesting. Let's draw on our thermo. But like that might be easiest. And our train, of course, comes down like this to start with anyway. Does the train... Again, the train is all the way down to this station here. So it's going to do that at the end. And that's interesting because that makes this a 1, 2, 3. The journey... Yeah, the path can touch itself and such. That seems fine. So now they're relatively big. So what... And of course that comes into here, doesn't it? But we can't yet say that comes down. It could immediately hit that guy. Oh, and so if this was 6 instead, I'm just wondering about, because it takes 6 out. Yes, that given 6 that we found takes 6 out of those 2 cells. So the only way 6s work is in here in some manner. And what that means is these are all the same, and they're all either 6s or 7s, aren't they? Yeah. And then that goes into one of these. And if it's 7, it also goes in here. But if it's not 7, then it doesn't. So that could be 5 with a 5 here, and then the 5, 6. That can't be 6. Oh, no, it can. I was thinking that was carrying on being Whisper. That's not true. So is that going to be easier as black line? Slightly, isn't it, to see? Oh, and yeah, no, the 6 and 7. So that's definitely the small guy as well. But 2 does work because you could be 2 and 3 or something like that, couldn't you? Interesting. This, oh, both of those rose petals we could pick up. And this one. No, because that would... So that one we definitely don't pick up. I think I'm going to have to... What I want to do. That's easiest. Yeah, go on, let's do that. So anything with the dark green flash, we definitely don't go into, because that would need 3 with 8 and 9. I wonder if this guy's also the other. This guy's also small. Could potentially be something like a 1. It's interesting if that was 5, then you'd have to be 5 and 6, and that would be 6. That's definitely not a 5. And isn't that the same here? If that's 5, that's 6, and then that's 6, and that breaks that. Yeah. So these are now, and same here, 5 doesn't work. So either from 1, 2, 3, 4, or 6 and 7. So this could be 7, then either a whole bunch of 4s, or it could be a bunch of 3s and then a 1 somewhere. Or you could be not 7, in which case you're a bunch of 6s, and then 2 things summing to 5. Which if that was 1 and 4, that would be fine. But if it's 2 and 3, 3 up there, 2, 3 pair, again, that seems okay. Ah, these all being small, we used up a lot of small digits already. If we try to come into here, we'd immediately have to go through, because you wouldn't be allowed to come up at that point. If you did come up, small. Well, say you went through this cell, That seems okay. Hmm. Ah, no, hang on. If you try to come through here, that will be a 3 into an 8, and then you are trapped, aren't you? So you definitely do come up. Not 6 either. Not allowed down because that would need to be a 3. So you do come along into a 3. That has to be yes. So we definitely got a 4. And therefore we don't have a 2 or a 3. Yeah. There's another 4. Oops. So you're either 7 and 4, or you're 6 and then you're 1 and 4. Yes. Yeah. Nice. So either 7s and then that's a 4, or a bunch of 6s, and then that just gives you an extra 1 there. Here's an 8, 5, 6, 7. This is from 1, 2, and 3 now, so is that. 1, 2 pair. This has got to come out to go to a 9. 2, 3, 4, 8, and 9. So definitely not up. And we're not going through any of these now, or this guy. We definitely can't come down through here, so we definitely do go through that 6 or 7, so that's going to have to be a 7. Nice. 7 and 4. 7 and 7 and 7. At which point we look like... Ah, and I've broken the puzzle. No. Oh, no. What have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where have I gone wrong? Can't just straight up flip these 4s and 7s. Thermo is increasing, isn't it? Ah, this was going well. Okay, that's strange. How is this correct? Oh, no. What? Do we... Must be that I've messed up the pencil marks. Yes, that one too wasn't true, was it? Sorry. Because that's not part of the entropic line yet. There, that's where I went wrong. Right, so back to here. So this comes out to this 9. We're definitely not passing through any of this stuff, and we're not passing through this guy, so we have to pass through that. That is a 7. Back on track, hopefully. 7, 8, 9, 3, and 4. So we have to pass through the 7, which needs a 1 and 2 connected to it, which one of them has to come down because of that 1, 2. Okay, that's looking a lot better, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. 8 and 9. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8. 8s are here. Apparently. Yeah. Nice. That's got to connect there. 3, 5, and 6 gives you 1 and 2. Lovely. Sorted. So that's our German whisper done. So I'm just going to clear off all those colours. We're definitely passing through a 7, which means the petal has to, or the boy has to end up on that cell. When he gets there, it's not quite a thingamajig, is it? Quite a triple or anything. He has 2s. Other than that, I don't really know. So we've dropped down like this. The next one will be a 1 or a 2, so it could be one of those potentially. Where else do we want to look? Really? just going to have a quick skim of the rules, check that I am not missing anything. Don't think so. There's a 7, of course. 3, 5, and 6. So 4s, 7s, 8s. 9s doing anything? The train is a valid entropic line coming down here. Does the... No. I was wondering if that is part of the Dutch whisper, but that's not true. Stuck. Moment. So I again want to think about cells that can't be part of the entropic line. Is that going to be useful? Did a little loop in here, is that sort of thing allowed? Don't see why not particularly. It came in here. That seems okay. Nothing else. Valid Dutch whisper at the end. Starts here. So he doesn't pass through there. Then ends up here at some point. Of course, we can pass through many 1, 2, 3s. As we go. I mean, that's slightly interesting that it comes from 4, 5, or 6. Don't think... You could even go through it as a 5, couldn't you, with a 1 here and a 9 there? Crazy. The last puzzle I was doing was circles were counting around how many cells are on the path, but I don't think that's not the case at all here, is it? Valid. And entropy is... Yeah, entropy is not modularity, isn't it? Entropy is middle, low, high. Yeah. That's all fine. Count 11 roses. I even told you how many. It's that single one. I mean, that's from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. In terms of what the Dutch whisper does, but the Dutch whisper can pass through a 5. So you can't checkerboard it like you can a German whisper. So, yeah, sorry. We know in the direction this goes small, then medium, then big. So this is definitely medium, that's big. And then we've got a big to fit here. Which will either be an 8 there or a 9 here. Anything wrong with either of those? Either way, that can't be a 9. So that breaks both of those corner punch marks. 8 there would put 8 there. 9 there puts 9 here. And then the next one will be a middle digit. That looks like that could go in multiple places. here's the thought. We can't actually come into here now, can we? Because then that would have to be a 9 and that would be a an 8. So these two are off limits. So either go 9 to 4, 5, and 6, or 8. 8 could come up to here as a 5. 4's 1, 2, 3s. Well, there's almost a 4. One of those, isn't there? If that now was all Dutch Whisper, that would be a 4 and a 5 with an 8 or a 9 here. It'd have to come up. So those would be 1 through 5 without a 4. Looks like that might be okay. That could be a 1-5 pair or something, couldn't it? Oh no, 4, that would have to be 5, 9, 1, 8. Oh no, and you can't pass through this, of course, can you? So if we were coming through here, this would be, it couldn't be 4 with an 8, 9 pair, because then that has no fill. So that would be 5, 9, 1, 8. But then you'd come up and then you'd attach there, which doesn't work. So this isn't on the path. I'll do orange maybe here, but not on the path. That's not true. That could come 9, 5, 1. You are always on. Gonna change it to yellow because I want orange for Dutch Whisper. So you are always passing through this cell now, which if you go through here is a 1. If you go through here, it could be anything big, and it could be a 1 still. Even with these 5, 6s and such, and it, yeah. Fours now, look, go here or there. Might be interesting. Some 9s in this box, not really. It's definitely on our line. But this can, the way I'm reading the rules, the path in the white region starts at row 9, column 6, and then somewhere in row 5, column of box 5. Before coming to rest. So I think he can reach the sea, but then walk along the seashore. That's how I'm interpreting that. It's getting confused and thinking this was a Dutch Whisper now. So if you drew drop down, you'd have to go to a 1, 2. Oh, here's another thought. Can we go straight there? That would be small. No. So we can't go straight to this in an orthogonal way. We definitely do have to add on some extra distance. So if you did something like a little loop like that, that would be small, that would be small. That's still not enough. Small, yeah. So that's sort, no, that's the same thing, isn't it? Small, small, small. So do you have to do something like this? Small, 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 small. That works. And do we know if we can add on anything extra with all our wiggling? Isn't it wriggly? There's definitely going to be some restrictions on where you can wiggle if we know how much wiggling we can have to do. Just thinking, does that work? Small, 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 small. No. So you do have to take or you have to leave exactly 4 cells. Because every extra wiggle you add on is another 2. And the pattern only repeats every 3. So you're either leaving 4 cells or you're leaving 10 cells, but you can't leave 10 cells. Think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. So we're going to be leaving exactly 10 cells, exactly 4 cells, sorry. In here. So trying to think of an easy way to look at that. Any of these sort of things tricky to do? Someone puts a 9 there. So say you didn't take that cell. You could come up. But how? We're definitely losing at least one of these. And if you come down, that's already lost both of them. So if you came down and didn't go into there, then you've lost all 4 immediately, and you'd have to do this. And I'm willing to bet that that breaks because of this column. Is big, 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 and then that breaks that. So if you come straight down, you have to turn left immediately and do that, at which point we now don't see this cell. And if you came down again, you'd then be missing that cell. So big, big, big. That all seems to work. How about this? That would be a 1-2 pair. That seems to work as well. That'll be a 1-2 pair. This will be a 4, 5, 6. That'll be 5, 6, 4. 5's there. 5 here. That seems to work. I'm struggling at the moment to see a sort of logical way of avoiding exactly 4 cells. Let's say you don't take this cell. You don't take that cell. I've said you can't come down. That broke the large digits. So you'd have to come like this. If you tried to come down again, then you've got to wiggle like that. Which big, big, big breaks. So, and how about that? Big, big, big breaks. Wait, sorry. So I said this skip doesn't work. And I've said that this skip doesn't work. But as soon as you turn in, that's the 9, and therefore that's got to be skipped. So then you'd be big, and then that would also be big. So that doesn't work. So we definitely do pass through this cell, which you do it like that. I was hoping you'd have to get there straight away. I don't think necessarily you do. That would make that a 9. And then that cell has no fill. So we definitely do pass into this cell. And we can't do it via that. So we've got to come in straight away. So that's therefore, try that all again. 4, 5, and 6. And then it immediately hits something big, doesn't it? As the next digit. So if we came down like that, or if that line exists in the direct, or if it, yeah, so if, what am I saying? If this line doesn't exist, then we got to do this with a 9 here, which does that. Well, actually, it doesn't do that. It only does this. Makes that a 9. That means that, what have we missed? We've skipped that cell, that cell, that cell. So there's going to be one more cell to skip, won't there? I think this can work in multiple ways. So if you did something like that. No, that breaks because these two. That's big and that's big. So you can't skip that cell at this point. You have to come across like this. Which means that's a middling cell. That's a small cell. So skip those two, this one. We can't do that. So we can't skip this guy. And small, medium, small, big. This looks like this works, and yeah, I might have checked this one already. No, hang on, these are both big. These are both big. That breaks. Okay. So I think that's all the options of not picking up this. I just want to double check that. So as soon as this happens, we can't take that cell. We also aren't allowed to do this little loop. So we're going to be missing one of these guys. And that's then all 4 that we've missed. So we've got to pick up this one. Oops. And then that breaks here. Cool. So this line definitely exists. And then we come out. And that's got to be big, small, middle, big, small, middle coming up next. Apologies if there's just an obvious thing I'm missing here. But I feel like this is the only way to get through this part. Which is a bit of a shame because it's broken up the flow of the puzzle quite a bit. Fortunately. So if we were to drop down, then you've used up all your smalls up and down here. So think about, are we allowed to come down like this? The other thing we're of course not allowed to do is that at this point. So this cell's definitely being avoided. Yeah. So if we drop down, that then gives us our 9 here and means that we've got to come up. We've now avoided this cell, and this cell. So now we have to take the rest of them. That's 9, 8, but then this breaks. Cool. So we definitely don't come down. We definitely do that. Can we come back up? Feels like we shouldn't be allowed to come back up. No, because this cell is small. if we came back up like that, that cell would be big. So we definitely don't come up. This point, can't hit that anymore. We've now shaded in 3 cells. That's good. If we avoid this one, we have to come up like that. That breaks this. We know that. So we do come across with a 9. A 9 in here. An 8 somewhere there. And this comes up to a 4, 5, or 6. 9's not here. Then, so are you always, you could do something like that, couldn't you? Does that cause a problem with the 8s? The 8, you always pass through this cell, don't you? Yes, and that is always an 8. 2 8s there. So we could go like this. We could go like that. Go like so yeah, there's all the possibilities, I think, still for that one. That's made some inroads again. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6 there. So if we don't take this cell, we do this, but the problem with that is this is 1, 2, 3, meaning they're both 4, 5, and 6s, and then that breaks. So we definitely come through here. 4, 5, 6. So if we turn back in, seems okay. 9s are down here, by the way. 9s, 7s, and 8s. 3s in this box. 3s are there. It's not 4 or 6. So either you turn in and get a 1 or a 2, or you come down to a 1, 2, or 3. No, we've used up all our 1, 2, 3s. There it is. So that's 4, 5, and 6. So we do come up like that. Right. Okay. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6 gives you an 8 there. That's nice. And gives you a 1, 2, 3. 4. I think I have got through that. That was a lot trickier than the rest of the puzzle. Be interested if there was something I missed. Straightforward there. It's quite likely. So we are starting off with a 9, which means this can't be a 5 anymore. 9s, 9s, and 9s are here. That helps at all. 6 would put a 1, 2 there and there. That seems okay. So 1, 2 here and here. How about 8? Something interesting here, isn't there? Surely. And no, 6. 6 gives you 1, 2, and then us. Oh, 5. 5's in this. Oh, was it that? I feel like it might have been that. I might have to go back and check. Oh no. Is it the 5 looking at this that I should have seen? Actually, I'm not convinced. It was that I was missing. Not sure anyway. We come up to here, our path, and seems okay. 5s are here and here, so 5s are somewhere there. 5s are here now, look. 5's there. 5's and 4's and 6's. 9's there now. 1, 3, 5, 2. 6 and 5 and 6 and 5 and 6. 5's are here. Oh no, there's the other 4. I was wondering where my other... I seem to have 0 was pencil marked at that point. 1, 2, 3, triple in the row. What is this cell? Oh, it's not an 8. That's good. That makes that an 8. Makes this a 5. Makes that yellow and orange. 2, 3 like that. 8's are here. 4's are apparently there. 6, 4, 6, 4, 9 and 5. Here we go. 3, 5, 6. 2's 1, 2. That. 3 there. 2 here. 5 and 3. Let's put in that, and then let's hopefully finish off our path, which I think can only go like that. Oops. Lovely. You helped him on his journey and guided him to grow, but now your part is over. You have to let him go. A time will come when he is you, and only then he'll know how much that creature loved him and their journey to and fro. Well, that's rather nice. I have to say, this round has brought out some very good poets in the setting community that I did not think, or I did not know existed at all. Which has been a rather fun experience to be able to solve all these and yeah, enjoy all the stuff that you will create. Again, it is all very impressive, the diversity out of these prompts and whatnot. But yeah, so shame about this part with the entropic line. I do wonder if that 5 was, but I don't think it was until you had that 6-4 pair. Yeah, that was a particularly tricky part of that solve, wasn't it? Sort of broke up the flow a bit. But anyway, I still enjoyed it. So thank you very much for the puzzle, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Chat to you all sometime later. Bye.